Hi, I'm Larry Leach, proud Executive Director of 12 Community Safety Initiative, and this is DiverseCity. During the pandemic, we held 7 sessions over Zoom aimed at learning more about the diverse cultures and people in our communities. Our guest panelists were asked a series of 4 questions aimed at identifying some of the challenges they face, what supports could help, and how those of us in community can help welcome newcomers into our neighborhoods. This is the first episode of DiverseCity, and we've captured the information from our first question. I'll start by introducing our guest panelists. Elder Doreen Spence, Jennifer Vu, Brenda Marmolejo, Anthony Antonio Chim, Mary Yang, Daryl Castro, Cor Top, Patricia Cruz, Quinn Lee, Ernie Alama, and Colby Delorme. Thank you all for participating. Okay, let's go to our first question. What are some of the issues or concerns you feel members of your communities are facing? I'll start with Elder Doreen Spence.
For me, it's lack of education. I see a lot about other cultures. I experience that on a daily basis. But what's missing are the Indigenous people, the first people of this land. History has to be taught, and that has to be taught right from early child intervention right on through post-secondary education. And I believe our Premier had said that they were going to be cutting the curriculum. They were supposed to be teaching history, Indigenous history, and I believe they're talking of cutting that out in the schools. So it's important that people really advocate for learning the true history of this country and learning about the people that lived here initially.
Jenny, do you have any issues you want to bring forward?
Issue is the language barriers, and for most of Vietnamese families, so I came to Canada in Newfoundland St. John. That's a small province in the east. Yeah, and at that time don't know English at all and learn from beginning with the I went to private school, and there's a class for special kids. I was sitting in a class with handicapped 2 or 3 kids. I think it was grade 6, and I feel confused. I don't know what to say. Just sit there and listen. And the teacher just teach me English, just like kindergarten. And I learned from that on.
Go ahead, Brenda.
I don't know if it's that obvious, but for me it is. It's integration. Calgary is already a very diverse and multicultural city. Like there's people from everywhere, from all around the world. Diversity is already in Calgary. Diversity is already here. But I think the real challenge is to talk about inclusion, to make the city more inclusive. I think that many of the members of my community do not feel they are acknowledged as part of the broader community. They are acknowledged as part of the Latino community, but not as part of the broader community. And they don't participate because they don't truly believe that they have a meaningful voice that will matter in the large scheme of things.
Thank you, Brenda. Take it away, Antonio.
Okay. I believe that the #1 challenge is how to overcome the COVID-19 pandemic with poise and confidence and correct information. The second challenge is most of them working in the nails industry and restaurant industry. And both industries have suffered from the lockdown. They're bouncing back very, very slowly up to this point.
Thank you. Mayor?
I think one of the biggest issues for members of the community is, I think right now, is maybe lack of programs and activities for the children and their families. Community programs are essential for kids, and they give them a sense of belonging and, more simply, something to do, which is huge. It gives them the opportunity to meet new friends and to become personable and gain new skills. And I think this is something that we sometimes underestimate. It has a lot of value.
Very good. Thank you, Mayor. Daryl, you're next.
Every year we have less and less programs that we could join in as a Filipino. There's been a lot less programs than I even know that Filipinos could join in and feel part of. I feel like as a youth, I don't think I even was able to participate in any, because no association was really like reachable to us high school students.
Court.
As Mayor mentioned earlier, when kids have nothing good to do, they join the wrong groups. They join the wrong, because the kids cannot get support from the families. Families work 12 hours a day, or some of the parents work 2 jobs. So do they have time with their families? No, they don't have, because it's just you come back, you sleep, and then wake up and go to work. You can even spend two weeks without even seeing your own family. So and one income is not enough to pay your bills, to pay all of the things that is needed in the family, to support your family. One income is not enough, or 2 income is not enough. That's why some family members, maybe one parent worked 1 job and the other one worked 2 jobs. So you have 3 jobs to sustain your family.
Patricia.
Social organizations, and it's important for sure, focus a lot, is a lot of resources in giving support, financial support, but they forget about emotional and social support, having fun, creating those spaces, creating support for people that is coming, for example, with trauma. Youth have different needs than children, and parents have different needs than adults and seniors.
Very good. So Gwen, take it away.
The way that we create the network of friends is different here in Canada. In Canadian culture, we really value the networking. We get to know friends through the volunteer activities, through networking events, something like that. But in Vietnamese culture, mostly we will meet new friends through family gathering. Of friends, we sometimes gather in another friend, and we get to know new others.
Ernie.
Part of our struggle here in Canada when we first come in is that we don't know our neighbor. We kind of live in isolation. To know your neighbor is a very important thing for building communities. Like our community associations, many of community associations, I can see that there's so much emphasis on traditional projects like infrastructure and parks and so on. And these are great. Not that they're not good, they're great. But there's more to that, I believe. When we build community, I think there seems a lack of community-based initiative and engagement that's happening in our communities.
Thank you very much, Ernie. Over to you, Colby.
If we were to get to a point where there was just this true equality, then we would get over so many of these barriers that are here. And in a city like Calgary, in a province like Alberta, but we still have some pretty deep conservative roots, I don't think we've got the political makeup to be able to sort of come and meet halfway or to invoke that kind of equality.
Thank you, Colby. And thank you to all of our panelists for openly sharing their experiences. You have certainly given us a lot to consider. I look forward to hearing your answers to the second question, which we will address in the next episode of DiverseCity.